In a world polluted with Reddit reaction videos, one man comes out of the ashes and rises up only to react to Reddit. Not that original, but you know what? Hey, let's give it to him. He's gonna be reading from r/writing prompts. Enjoy. Mr. Jokestar, take it away. A welder named Jack drives home at night and accidentally runs over another Jack, a plumber. The skill of plumbing immediately downloads into his brain together with a notification. Welcome to the game, Jack. Kill or be killed. The choice is yours. There can only be one Jack of all trades. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the prompt of the night, brought to you by Freevoulous. A lightning storm manifested from seemingly nowhere as Jack got out of his car and loomed over the crushed and broken man he'd just slammed into. A bolt of lightning struck nearby, then another, and another. The overwhelming smell of ozone filled the air. Finally, the largest lightning bolt yet slammed down from the heavens and struck Jack. Power surged through him as the lights of his car exploded. His phone flew from his hand and blew up, and the nearby electrical wires began to rain down sparks before snapping in two and swinging down to the forest below. Overcome by sheer power, a voice as if God himself spoke in Jack's head. There can only be one Jack of all trades. The lightning died down. Jack fell to the ground covered in sweat, hands on the warm asphalt. The dead man lying beside him, and suddenly Jack knew how to install a grey water system in a late 19th century Victorian house, or change the drainage catch on a split level. For months, there had been a leak in the toilet on the second floor of Jack's mother-in-law's house, and now sitting there on the highway, Jack knew that the problem was a simple gasket that had worn down, and that he could fix it for under $1. Holy Jehoshaphat, Jack said to the empty street, and the dead man, and himself. I'm a plumber! Jack needed to be sure. He scrambled over to the contorted dead man and began rummaging through his blood-stained pockets until he found a wallet, which he flung open and searched for an ID. There was a driver's license, and on it a name. Jack Wallace. See ya, Jack, Jack said, and then took out his list and crossed off another name. There was only one Jack left in this zip code. Jack got back in his car and drove over to the last address. He arrived as the sun was coming up, his small pistol hidden away in the inside pocket of his jacket. It was a small one-story house. As he circled the home casing it, Jack noticed that the drainage pipe in the backyard was 3 meters short of regulation. He also saw that one of the back windows was wide open. It had been a hot night, and there was not a lot of crime in these parts. So Jack walked right up to the house and climbed inside. Once in the home, Jack pulled his pistol and wiped beating sweat off his forehead. He realized he was very tired. How many hours ago had he killed Jack Wallace on the highway and taken his knowledge? When had he last slept? But never mind all that. It was only the hunt that mattered. If he was right, this Jack Warner, was an auto mechanic, which would be a much-needed skill given the amount of time Jack spent on the road, hunting and killing other Jacks. Jack stalked through the hallway of Jack Warner's small home, opening doors slowly, pistol up and ready. He walked through the thin house, opening each door, until at last he came to a final room. It had to be the bedroom. Eager, tired, Jack turned the doorknob and gave the door a push. Jack heard the click before he saw the shotgun, suspended from the ceiling. Then come the deafening blast of the shotgun's discharge, and the buckshot took Jack hard in the chest. Eyes wide, back flat on the carpeted floor, Jack could feel his lungs filling up with blood. He struggled to get up, but could not get his feet under him. Someone walked out of the bedroom and kicked the small pistol out of Jack's limp hand, and stood over Jack, looking down at him appraisingly. Bagged me another one, I guess. Without any regard for Jack's desperate withering and gurgling, Jack Warner bent down and began rummaging through Jack's pockets. He found Jack's wallet, opened it up, looked at the driver's license, and clicked his tongue against his front teeth. Yep. Then he gave Jack a disappointed look and shook his head at him. Thought you could sneak up on me unawares, huh? Big mistake. And not the first time, neither. Jack's mouth was opening and closing like a dying fish as he tried to say something with his last breath. He could taste hot iron on his tongue. Jack Warner saw Jack was trying to say something, and so he bent down low and placed his ear to Jack's mouth. Wetly, Jack managed the words, his bloody hand reaching up and holding on to Jack Warner's shoulder for dear life. There can be only one. Jack's hand went limp. The light left his eyes, and he passed right there on Jack Warner's carpet. Jack Warner, for his part, nodded solemnly. Don't I know it, brother? Then he ran out into the backyard as quick as he could so that the lightning wouldn't start a fire in his house. He made it just in time as a lightning storm coalesced above him. Bolts of blue electricity struck the ground in several places first, and then hit Jack right on the head, coursing pure energy through his veins. A voice, as of God, said to him, There can only be one Jack of all trades. And then the storm was gone, and Jack fell to the ground. In the aftermath, he took a deep breath of the hot summer air and reveled in his newfound knowledge. Slowly he got up to his feet and started back inside to take care of the body. As he walked in through the back door, Jack's gaze fell on the drainage pipe leading from the back of the house. He realized for the first time ever that it was 3 meters under regulation. I'll be darned, he said, smiling to himself. I'm a gosh darned plumber. All right, that was the Jack of all trades. The prompt was by Freevoulous, and the story was written by Reddit user Gasdark. It was a pretty interesting read, actually. I enjoyed it. There was a good twists in there. For instance, the prompt was leaning more toward or when I read the prompt, it felt more like the prompt was leaning toward that Jack is just now finding out about the game, so to speak, the kill or be killed kind of deal. But in the story, it kind of went with that. Like when you're first reading it, it makes it seem like Jack's a little naive. But then after he rushes over and then he pulls the list out. And I thought that was interesting. He's crossing the line out like, wait, he isn't naive. He does know what's going on, And let's see, what else? I also liked that the main guy that we follow is just named Jack. There's no last name given. The other 2 Jacks are given last names as a ways to distinguish. And then the main guy, even though he's the guy that we start with and we see progress through the story, he actually is not the one we end with per se. He gets killed off, which I thought was another great twist at the end of the story. So really good all around, I thought. Very well written. And I just like the prompt in general. I give it 5 Jacks out of 1. Well, folks, that's all. It's time for everyone to close their eyes and go to sleep, especially you driving. Actually, wait, no, that's a bad idea. Who wrote this script? This is terrible. No, you're right. You caught me. This isn't a script. I'm ad-libbing. I don't prepare like that. This is all insane. What's going on? Somebody get me out of this room. I think I'm going mad. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.